Hello, welcome back to the channel. Stuart here, back with George. Give us a wave, George.
What?
Give us a wave.
Hey!
This time we are at the Small Isles. We have returned to the Small Isles, and guess what? The weather isn't shit. Yeah, that's not working. I didn't get it quite set up as I wished, but I think my trolley's got a puncture. We're at the Small Isles, and the Small Isles sit just south of Skye, and it's a group of four main islands that are Canna, Rum, Muck, and Eigg. And if you've been following this channel for a few years, you'll see that George and I paddled round Eigg, I think 2 years ago. I'll put a link in the description below. But this time, we decided to cut out the long paddle to get here and to get back and concentrate on some of the more fun paddling, like this. And so we got a ferry from Eigg over to Rum. Here we are here. So Kinloch is where we landed in. And the objective, I guess, of what we're trying to do is we've paddled round here to this beach here. What's it called? Kilmorey Beach, maybe? So we're just sussing out if we're going to stay here tonight. There is another option of a bothy down here. Rum's not the only island we want to visit while we're here. The objective is tomorrow we're going to paddle across to Canna, explore there, stay there tomorrow night, and get the ferry back from Canna back to Eigg on Sunday. So that's the plan. Let's see if we stick to it this time. And anyway, George and I are just going to see what it's like to pitch a tent on a beach and whether we're going to stay here or not. So I'll let you know. Okay, so you might see that we made the decision. It was a bold one, but we kind of like it here. The water even felt reasonably warm as we came in because of the shallows. So yep, we've made the decision to pitch our tents on sand. We've not done this before, and there's already a sense of regret. Everything's a bit sandy, but we'll just have to live with it because it's June, it's Scotland, it's sunny, and there's midges. And the further away from the grass we can be, the better. So if you're wondering about the water, we're pretty much 15 minutes away from high tide at the moment, so we're confident we won't get wet feet through the night. But as I said before, everything's covered in sand, but we'll just have to deal with it. We've got another sandy camp booked for tonight, actually. Sorry, tomorrow night. And yeah, there's grass nearby, so we'll just need to see if there's midges or not. We might be on the sand again tomorrow. But we're getting set up. Everything's laid out. Tent's already got sand in it, as you might expect. And George is meticulously washing everything. I just left it in a pile up on the rocks over there. Might leave it there overnight, to be honest. And we'll get some food on the go. We'll show you what we're having tonight. And yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty special place. Although we have neighbours. We have neighbours at the south end of the beach. There would appear to be a Land Rover track. I don't know if you can see them. You'll see them on the drone flight. There's a Land Rover track comes in there, so I'm guessing somebody's driven in and set up what looks like a village. But that's fine. It's several hundred metres away, so I don't suspect we're going to be bothered too much. So anyway, let's get some food on the go. You had a nibble of this yet, George?
Have a wee spoonful.
And the taste?
It's going to be spicy, be okay, but it needs more than 6 to 8 minutes that they're recommending.
Yeah.
Do it somewhere between 15 and never. Okay.
Still crunchy then. Okay. Well, we'll report back with the flavour test. But I had one of these orange ones. Can't remember what it's called. It's in the bin now. Hang on. It's not too bad. That was also chili con carne, which is pretty good. So, yeah. Did buy some snacks out of Marks and Spencer's yesterday to bring with us, and promptly left them in the fridge this morning. So we had to go to Marks and Spencer's and buy all the same snacks again when we got to Fort William. So, oh, look at this beautiful sunset that's happening here now. Stunning. Got some wine in the fridge now.
Washing up.
Just keep washing. What was that movie called? What was that movie? Where all the whiskey galore. Whiskey galore. Yeah, it's like that, but we put it there. Anyway, this isn't too bad. As you know, a major part of our paddling is the socializing part, and so we have to make our own social efforts here because there's nobody here. But as part of that, the chat gets better when we have something to help it flow. So we've had a couple of beers, and for years and years we've always just bought a box of wine because we can take the box off and mold the bag to the bottom of the kayak. It helps with packaging. It helps with packing the kayak. So much to my surprise, Marks and Spencer's are now doing essentially a bag with a tap attached. So even better. That's a couple of bottles of wine there. So lovely stuff. We'll get through that, and makes a little bit more space for tomorrow as well. George's seat situation has been letting him down a little bit with the lack of firmness. So I suggested that if he had a penknife, he might be able to go and pick this 25-litre drum up and flip it upside down. Yes, that does look the business, doesn't it?
Didn't see.
Okay.
That's the downside of it being now wet.
It's going to be difficult for us to clean this beach due to the lack. Oh, you gone that way? I thought you were going to go top. I thought you would have gone. No, like I would have thought you'd have sat there, like that. Boom! Look how high that is. How good is that for your back? It's even got a bum indentation. That needs a wash now. Perfect. That's going to be perfect. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for us to transport that off the beach. This beach is actually relatively clean. It was really just that and another thing over there, a little bit of rope. Compared to a lot of the beaches we've been on, as I said before, a lot of it is stuff that seems to have fallen off fishing boats or moorings. Very, very rarely do I come across a plastic bottle or a plastic bag, but I think a lot of it comes down to the fishing industry, sadly. But anyway, let's see how this goes. Oh, it's upgrading already. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Hello. Look at your chair.
I think he's happy. Anyway,
Castle drop, so you need.
I've poured your wine. Let's have a drink. Look at the sunset. Stunning. That worked out nice, didn't it? So, go to bed soon. See you in the morning. Get a cup of coffee. Make a plan for Saturday. As I said, reckon we'll probably head round Cana, which is over there, round the back. It's about 8k over to Cana, and then 13k round the back and up to the beach where we want to stay tomorrow. So we'll try that. So yeah, see you in the morning. Good morning from Rum Beach. Slept a bit better than normal. I have a new sleeping arrangement with more of an open sleeping bag, like a quilt, but thought I'd try that. It seems to work quite nicely. Look at this weather. A little bit of a breeze overnight. Accidentally left the door open in my tent, which just then flicked sand in all night. But as you can see, I've thrown the drone up and you can see where we're headed. Over to Cana. The conditions are very calm. There's a slight breeze that looks like it's going to benefit us, and everything's looking really clear. So we're going to have some breakfast, get cleared up, get some coffee on, trying to tip as much of the sand out our tents as possible, and get launched. And we'll see you on the water. Here we go, just getting launched. Just as a bunch of waves came in as we're launching heavy kayaks, so we had to empty some water out the cockpit before we set sail. Anyway, we're good to go. The sea is calm, and we are headed for Cana. We're just about to cross the Cana, and we spotted a shipwreck down the side of Rum here. So we'll head down and have a wee look. Well, I don't know what the story is, but if I find out any information, I'll stick it on the screen. It says on it Jack Aubry II, and then Lorient, or Lorient, is it French? I don't know. I'll try and find some information. This is quite a stunning coastline, as you'll see. Look at that cave. The sun, I think it's the light that's making everything just absolutely pop. There's little pink flowers. The caves look awesome. Yep. North side of Cana. It's pretty good. Some amount of seabirds around here, huh? Amazing. You've never seen such a variety in so many. There's George having his lunch. So that first stint was about 16 kilometres. I stopped off to take some footage, but George has been in the boat for just over 3 hours, so he's looking a bit stiff. I need to check the map. Let me have a look. Let's look together. Right, where are we? So, hopefully you can see this. It's a bit glary. So we are just here. Not going to attempt to pronounce that. And we're camping, I think it's Tarbert Bay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 10k to go. And then tomorrow morning we need to get to the pier. Either if we've got time we'll go around here. If we don't have time we'll portage under that bridge if it's lower tide, but it should be high tide in the morning, so we might get under it. Tide's gone out quite quick. It's nearly low tide, so we'll have to drag the boats back, but looking forward to a nice afternoon paddle, although we're not match fit, we're a bit stiff. But what scenery along the north coast of Canna. I mean, it's one of the best places I've ever paddled, to be honest. As you see from the footage, it is outstanding. Normally we would go and play in caves, but because the boats are so heavily laden, they're a pain to turn, they're sluggish, they're not agile, and they're a lot more prone to damage if we hit anything, so we've chosen not to go into caves today, but it's best done when the boats are light and empty. Anyway, we'll crack on, finish lunch, we'll get back on the water. Back on the water. Forgot to say, just over there is Barra and the start of the Outer Hebrides as you head north. Over my shoulder you've got the Coolins, and Skye makes up a huge amount of the coastline along there. So lots of nice things to look at, and underneath, well, I can't really see, but maybe you can. Let's have a peek. See any fish? Long story short, this looks amazing on the maps, and it kind of does look amazing, but George says it looks amazing. Yeah, the beach does, but a lot of crap lying around, litter, and then looking for somewhere to actually put a tent that's not on sand for a change. There's a couple of areas that look dirty, but anyway, I think George wants to head over there. No, it was my idea, but I saw a couple of cheeky golden sandy areas over there, so I think we'll go and have a peek, and I might have to eat humble pie, but anyway.
Coming back and join me.
Okay. Thing. Alright, let's go and have a look. Well, yeah, plan B worked. This beach is pretty nice. Still not a huge number of places we can pitch our tents, but this will do nicely. Sand is absolutely perfect. No fisherman's mess, and shorter day tomorrow. Still considering the swim. We'll get back to you on that one. I hate this bit. I hate this bit. A bit of an update. So yeah, the water's freezing and I'm still not very good at getting in it. But yeah, scenery's okay. There we go, it's been quite a good evening. We took a wander into, I was looking for the right terminology, but town? The capital of Canna. There's a cafe there called Cafe Canna, and got some food and some beers. Come back now, have a few wines. Sunset is looking good, as you can see from the aerial shots as well, and yeah, it's not going to be a late one tonight. Plan in the morning. During the hours of high tide we can get under a bridge there, so we're not actually that far away from the ferry terminal. So it's going to be fairly easy going in the morning through there. Maybe go back to the cafe for a cup of coffee and some bacon rolls. But yeah, what a day. I think it was 27, 28k I think in total, so really good paddle. Some of the best paddling I think I've probably ever done actually, that along that north coast, George, do you think?
Yeah, beautiful.
Sea life was good, no whales sadly, but yeah, outstanding scenery. Right, we'll see you tomorrow. We're just going to get packed up and head round to where we had dinner last night. I don't know when it opens, but we can grab some breakfast around there, whether we make it ourselves or go there. But also we've got to beat the tide. Tide's just starting to go out. We're going to go under this bridge, as we'll show you soon, but the flow will be coming the wrong way for us, so we'll just need to see how strong we're feeling when we battle into it. But anyway, we'll get packed up. There's a lot of dew, tents are wet, but it's the last day, so we'll get that tidied up when we get home. Okay, we've only got about a kilometre and a half to go to get to the ferry slip. Try and get a bit of breakfast over there. At least there's a breeze here, so no midges. But hey, if you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe. Bring out more videos when we can. And yeah, it's been an absolute cracking weekend. I hope you enjoyed it.